Your assumptions shape your reality. What you assume to be true is true. And this is a universal law. And after you watch this video, your entire perspective will change. Your assumptions create your life, not your circumstances, not your past, not what's logical or realistic, your assumptions. What you assume to be true is what is true for you. It becomes a lens of which you interpret the world around you. And to be quite honest with you, most people are walking around assuming the worst about love, about money, about opportunities, and about themselves. And then they wonder why life keeps reflecting that struggle back to them. And this is the game of reality and the game of manifestation. Everything starts in the mind. Whatever you think and whatever you assume to be true is what is being reflected back to you. I say it in all my videos, but your reality is a mirror. So whatever you are seeing outside in your 3D reality is what you've accepted as true to you. You can change your assumptions at any given point. At any given time, you can change your assumptions. I didn't want to touch too much on this topic because it is somebody's personal life, but if you heard of the Wizard Liz, her situation, if you don't know, she was cheated on. She's 4 months pregnant by her fiance. I went onto social media and I'm seeing tons of posts about all men cheat, all men do this, all men are this way. This is why women are single. This is why nobody trusts men. And it's that type of narrative that people will run with and then be so confused when it shows up and is reflected back to them in their own experience because they've taken on those beliefs and assumptions as their own. I made a post in my community tab, and I really want you to be wary of the content you're consuming, the people you are listening to. Most people have very limiting beliefs. And I don't want to say that as a limitation, but most people, I saw it just on all the posts that I was seeing online. It was absolutely insane. The second you take on an assumption that all men or women are this way, you are going to experience exactly that. The universe doesn't go by good or bad. It goes by assumption. It goes by what you hold and believe to be true. For people to be so swayed on love over somebody that they don't even genuinely know behind closed doors is beyond me. I would never put that assumption onto myself and my life because it would never create in as my experience. I wouldn't be, and this is why belief work is so important. I don't want you to walk around fearing relationships because somebody else's situation, as sad and as terrible as the situation is, and I wish Liz all the love and healing, but you should never internalize somebody else's experience. You don't know their beliefs, you don't know their assumptions, you don't know their dynamic behind closed doors. So why would you take that on as your own, ever? And this goes for anything, with money, with friendships, with jobs, with whatever it is you're trying to manifest. Why would you look at somebody else's story and take it on as your own? They're not you. You call the shots in your life. So that was my quick little tidbit on that. For example, you assume you're not capable or you're not worthy or you don't deserve a stable and healthy and loving and caring and committed and a loyal relationship from somebody. What are you going to be subconsciously attracted to? People that aren't committed, people that aren't loyal, people that inherently don't give you what you deserve. You're going to be chasing love. You're going to be placing people on pedestals. You are going to be constantly seeking validation outside of you. You are going to feel the need to force things onto people, and commitment is going to feel like a very difficult thing for you to achieve. Now, what if you assumed that you were deserving of a loving, committed, loyal, faithful person? The second somebody shows you qualities like before, like what I just said, you wouldn't even find it attractive. It wouldn't even have the opportunity to create and as your experience because you're not attracted to that type of flighty behavior. You won't feel the need to question it. You won't feel triggered by it. You won't feel insecure. It'll almost just be like water off a duck's back, and you'll move on with your day. You won't be attracted to emotionally unavailable people. You won't be attracted to people that ghost. You won't be attracted to people that are hot and cold or people that can't commit. You won't be attracted to them. Let's take it from a money perspective. You assume making money is hard. You have to work extremely hard to survive because that's what society has conditioned you to believe. And most likely your parents, and most likely your friends, and your coworkers. What happens when you take on that assumption that making money is hard? Life gives you more grind. It gives you more stress. It gives you more anxiety, and it gives you more pressure. And the bank account has to reflect your inner state. The universe doesn't respond to what is true. The universe responds to what you believe is true. I'm going to say it again. The universe doesn't respond to what is true. The universe responds to what you believe is true. I love using this analogy, and I use it in probably every single one of my videos, but it's just it's my favorite analogy. The mirror can't smile at you before you. Do you see where I'm going with this? Reality can't show you what you want if you don't embody that first. If you're waiting for reality to show you proof of what you want, you are going to be waiting forever. You're going to be dependent upon your reality in order to feel better. You're going to be at the mercy of other people's actions because you can't make yourself feel good on your own. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you choose to stay in that state, manifestation is going to feel extremely excruciating and hard, and you're going to want to give up. I want you to have so much faith and conviction in what you're creating that no matter what anybody tells you or no matter what the world is showing you, you still know in your heart and your soul that you're getting what you want. No matter what. And then that has to be your experience. Most people, they're waiting for proof to believe in something better once they see it. They'll be more confident once they're in that relationship. They'll feel more secure when that person reaches out. They will feel chosen when they get the job. They will feel rich when they have all the money and all the material things and the car and the house. That's totally backwards. The mirror cannot smile first. The universe responds to what you believe is true. All starts with you. You have to go first. Life then has to reflect it back to you. You choose the belief, you choose the assumption, you embody the energy, you assume it's yours. You can't have what you don't already have. I always say you either have it or you don't have it. Your outer world has no other choice but to catch up. I want you to really understand this is the part of reality and manifestation where the mindset mastery piece comes in. You need to walk around like you already have it because you do. Can you walk around after you watch this video like it's yours before the evidence shows up? That is the test. The universe, God, source can't give you what you don't already claim. That is manifestation. Your mental attitude needs to be stronger than your circumstances. And your mental attitude needs to be dependent on your internal state, not your external state. What I want you to do is I want you to identify any assumptions that you might have taken on subconsciously or consciously, and some assumptions that could possibly be blocking you. Some of them may sound like, I always mess up, good things don't last, I can't get what I want, manifestation is hard, what else? Manifestation isn't real, love is difficult, making money is hard, I'm not lucky like other people, whatever it might be. And I want you to be seriously honest with yourself in this one, in this first step. Because when you're not honest, and you can't take a critical look at what you've actually been dominantly assuming, it's going to be very difficult to make these changes and to see it being reflected back to you. And after you do the first step, after you go through your assumptions that you might have taken on as your own, I want you to replace it with a bold and crucial upgrade. Some people might say delusional upgrade, but I honestly think that it's not delusional, it's crucial. But for you to understand and grasp, because the old story feels so true, taking on a new assumption at first might feel uncomfortable / delusional. But because, like I said, the old story feels true, it's not actually true. It's only true because it's been ingrained and it's been practiced throughout your life. So some new assumption examples. I always get what I want. Everything works out for me. I always receive more than I expect. I want you to say it. I want you to own it. And I want you to do it without begging and hoping. I want you to actually assume it. And then step 3, I think, is the most important. I want you to live like it's done. So you're not going to need to affirm all day long. You're not going to need to watch content all day long. You're not going to be needing to think about it all day long. You've assumed it to be true. You claimed it as yours. It's yours. So I want you to act as if aligned with the version of you that already has it. Ask yourself, how would I move? How would I dress? How would I show up if I truly believed this new story? Would you walk into the room different? Would you be more confident? Would you be more secure? The version of you who has it isn't waiting for a sign. They are the sign. This also isn't about saying affirmations once and then waiting. You don't order an Amazon package and then wait by your front door until it arrives, do you? I would hope not. I would really hope not. I don't want you to do that with your manifestation. The reason why you're not getting what you want is the importance you've placed on it. You have made that manifestation your God. You've made it the sole source of your happiness. And that is why it's difficult for you to obtain, because of the importance you have put on it. And honestly, here's what I've seen over and over again in my life, in my clients' lives, and honestly, anyone who masters this principle, you get to a point where you're not shocked about your manifestations. You're grateful, yes, but you're not surprised. Why? Because you already decided. Even with myself, I was in a very difficult place this time last year. My assumptions were off. My beliefs were off. I wasn't prioritizing my own internal state, thus needing the external to feel better. And I was in a vicious cycle of needing to see things externally in order to feel better. The second I decided, screw this, I want to feel better, everything changed. Everything. Why? Because I decided. I didn't give up on myself, and I persisted with the new assumptions. So, don't take on assumptions that you don't want to experience. Stop taking on other people's assumptions just because you're seeing it on social media. It's going to, and I get it. I get the narrative that people are trying to push, but there are actually very great and genuine people out there. You will never are there bad eggs? Yes. But will you experience them? No, absolutely not. So why would you ever take on an assumption that doesn't serve you? I really want you to genuinely ask yourself that. What are you assuming today that is holding you back from your desired reality? Knock those old assumptions out. Kick them out. After you watch this video, do some breath work, go for a walk, shake up your energy, and your life is literally just reflecting what's going on in here. So what new assumption are you choosing today? Do you always get what you want? Is manifestation easy? Is attracting the right partner easy? Is making money easy? Your new life isn't waiting for proof. It's waiting for you.